What if I told you that the Chicago Bears are on the cusp of something monumental, lurking just beneath the surface like a tidal wave waiting to crash? Is Drew Dalman the secret weapon that could shipwreck opposing defenses in the NFC? Could this be the game-changing pivot we've been yearning for? The magic touch that lifts the Bears from the ashes of mediocrity into the stratosphere of glory? Hit that like button, buckle up for every pulse-pounding twist, and subscribe, because this ride is just getting started. So tell me, are you ready to embrace the storm bearing down on Hollis Hall? Deep in the bowels of the Windy City, whispers are filling the air, swirling through the confines of training camp and echoing across Lake Michigan. Inside sources are buzzing about a seismic shift in the Bears' offensive strategy, one that could redefine our identity on the field. There are rumors of a coach with a vision, a game plan that dances on the edges of innovation, and a young center who might just be key to unlocking a brand new chapter in our storied franchise. What could this mean for the offensive line that's taken arrows and slings many times too often? What if, just what if, we're standing on the precipice of a revolution led by names we started to trust? And now, drumroll, please. The man at the center of this storm is none other than Drew Dalman, the recently signed free agent center who's more than just a guy on the roster. He's a pivotal piece in Ben Johnson's grand design, one that promises to strategize like the greats who have come before us. This isn't merely a signing, it's a declaration. It's the Bears saying, we're done with the past, we're ready to forge a new destiny. With Dalman anchoring the line, Johnson's plan to implement an explosive outside zone running scheme becomes less of a dream and more of a palpable reality. The moment you realize this, chills run down your spine, because this is the beginning of a new chapter written in blood, sweat, and the hope of every Chicagoan who has ever donned the navy and orange. Now, let's take a beat and pull on the heartstrings for a moment. Think back, way back to the legends. Walter Payton, the embodiment of grit. Brian Urlacher, who fielded nightmares for opposing teams. We've had our share of heartbreaks, from the '06 Super Bowl disaster to the gut-wrenching moments that cling to our memories like ghosts spilling over Soldier Field. Are we ready to thrash our way through this fog of despair and emerge into the light? Dalman could be our light. He's mobile, he's smart, and quite frankly, he fits the blueprint perfectly for a quarterback like Justin Fields, who needs room to maneuver and thrive. But let's swim in the depths of the unknown for a moment. What if this strategy goes wrong? What if Dalman struggles to adapt to the brutal reality of NFL defenses? The cascading consequences could be catastrophic. A young offensive line that flounders under pressure might crumple in the face of seasoned veterans, or even worse, fail to protect our franchise quarterback. The stench of failure could return, haunting us for another season as we be left wondering why we couldn't give our promising players the support they needed. Yet, what if it does work? What if Drew Dalman becomes the unsung hero, unlocking the full potential of our offense, propelling us into the upper echelons of the NFL? As tension mounts, fans are left on the edge of their seats, imagining explosive runs, jaw-dropping plays, and a team that finally reflects the heart of Chicago. But hold on to your hats, Bears fans. This emotional roller coaster isn't over yet. What happens next could either reincarnate the monsters of the Midway or throw us deeper into despair. Stay tuned, because the winds of change are just beginning to howl, and we aren't done unraveling this story. Part 2 is coming, and you won't want to miss what lies ahead. Listen up, Bears Nation. It's time to dig deep, to clutch your mugs tighter, and let the ice in your veins melt into a molten resolve, because what we're sitting on, a boiling cauldron of possibilities and decisions waiting to be made, is everything that is defined. Well, since the days we wore navy and orange in the frozen tundra of Soldier Field, we've been down this road before, a road littered with broken dreams and moments that cut deeper than a linebacker's shoulder. It was in 2010 when we thought Cutler had unlocked something special, only to watch it slip through our fingers like grains of sand in the wind, leaving us with echoes of what if and the haunting specter of double doinks that still sin. shivers down our spines. Now, on the cusp of what might either be a resurrection or a tragic repeat, I challenge you. I challenge every bit of loyalty in you to rise and scream from the very roots of your being. This year better be different. We can't let the ghosts of seasons past dictate our future. Now, imagine this: our front office is staring straight into the abyss, grappling with the decision that if they pull the right cord, could ignite this sleeping giant into a ferocious beast that strikes fear into the hearts of the Packers, Lions, and Vikings. But what if they falter? What if they make yet another choice that siphons our hopes like a thief in the night? I can already hear the murmurs within the locker room. They're under all the pressure. Young players clamoring for guidance, veterans who bear the scars of past failures, exuding uncertainty. They know what's at stake. Do we just resign ourselves to the fate of mediocrity? Or do we pave a road back to glory? And can we trust our rivals to play nice? The Packers, ever smug, are sharpening their daggers, while the Lions seem poised to surprise us. The Vikings, with their endless quest for the next big thing, are perpetually lurking. You know they're relishing in our struggles. And God help us if they sniff the scent of weakness. Oh, the mockery we'd endure. With every sip of beer, the history of this franchise clenches tightly around our hearts, reminding us of legends who walked our halls. Singletary, a raging bull of a man with eyes like daggers, who set the standard for our defense. Ehrlicher, gliding across the field like a hawk, willing his teammates in the battle with nothing but a snarl and that killer instinct. And how can we forget Hester, a brindle of lightning, electrifying our Sundays with a single return, embodying that fierce, uncontainable spirit of Chicago? And yet, amid such luminaries, there's an aching sorrow that permeates our fandom, stitched into our souls since '85. The year of dreams turned to reality that feels somehow a lifetime ago. 1985 birthed invincibility, yet we're drowning in the mediocrity that followed in 2006, 2010, and 2018. Each pitiful ending has left scars too deep to ignore. As I stand here in our city, you could almost feel the doubt creeping in like lake wind off Soldier Field in December, invading every corner of our optimism. The atmosphere feels electric, charged with a palpable tension that could flip at a moment's notice, like a last-minute penalty call that lingers in the back of your mind long after the confetti has fallen. Will it be redemption, or are we poised for another spiral into the darkness? The conversations weave around the bar like spirits echoing in the empty halls of memories past, colliding with new hopes and dreams that hang like raw meat before lions. Each glance at the TV brings back reminders of past teams and defeats, and we're left to wonder what this year holds for us. And then, just as the smoke of doubt begins to thicken, a question hangs in the air, heavy and laden. What if this is our last chance to honor the legacy that built our hopes? What if we end this decade on our knees, celebrating our own tombstones? The chaos of uncertainty grips us tight as we step into not just a season, but a war, a battle not just for wins, but for our very identity as Chicago Bears fans. So let me ask you, Bears Nation, what kind of history do we leave behind? Will we let it be echoes of despair or the roar of a rebirth? The choice is ours to make, but we better make it loud.